A noodle full of neurons. I was jumping my dirt bike on a sunshiny day when I heard my brother's voice call me from far away. Our mother was working day shift, so he was in charge, which he loves, of course, because he feels so smart and large. I quickly pedaled home before he could scream again. Sweaty and dirty, he wanted to know where I'd been. I explained that construction left huge piles of dirt. He was frowning and said I could easily get hurt. He wants me to wear a helmet to protect my brain. They feel strange and make me uncomfortable, I explained. Oh, stop. Everyone wears helmets. You'll get used to it. It protects your most valuable organ from a hit. If I had no brain, I wouldn't have to go to school. Plus, I think what my eyes and ears do is way more cool. Your brain's the reason you experience sensation. Collection organs just send the brain information. The brain helps select what you should pay attention to by focusing environmental signals to a few. It controls the basics like hunger, thirst, and sleep cycles, heartbeat, reflexes, and involuntary muscles. How? I asked him, feeling instantaneous regret. This is a great question, he said. How could I forget? Cells form tissues, and tissues form organs like the brain. Nervous system cells are different. Of course you'll explain. Tree-like branches and roots collect and conduct signals by using electric impulses and chemicals. Called neurons, they're constantly communicating. Signals from the body and brain accumulating. Small, weak signals collect and build with no action. When the neuron's threshold's met, it has a reaction. Under a flood of ions, the neuron will fire. An electric signal sent, then a charge transpires. The signal turns chemical to reach the next neuron. It will repeat the whole process to pass the message on. Myelin, fat that wraps neurons, speeds conductivity, since fat's an insulator of electricity. The brain has cells 10 times more abundant, called glial. They're 1/10 the size of neurons. I'll spare you the detail. Between the neurons and glia, there are trillions of cells, irreplaceable if lost, except for neurons for smell. This is why brain health and protection is essential, and no other part is damaged so consequential. This 3-pound organ creates our personalities. It shapes our intelligence types and abilities. It helps your new bike tricks become automatic, then produces the feeling of being ecstatic. The brain processes physical feelings and reacts, and its chemicals help you when you're under attack. Whatever the body's feeling, the nerves will explain, through the spinal cord, a high-speed cable to the brain. Passing sky. My brother and I went shopping but forgot our key. When it was discovered, I blamed him and he blamed me. We had bought candy but were too cold to eat it. We were mad and silently found a place to sit. It was dark and Mom wouldn't be home for an hour. Snow on each side of the front door had formed a tower. We both hid from the chilly wind between these two peaks, and 20 minutes passed before either of us speaks. Looking at this clear, star-filled sky just reminded me, Grandpa said people used to watch the sky like a TV. Of course he was referring to the constellations, pictures formed by the stars and human mind's creation. They spin into view and mark the passing of seasons, and these images were useful for other reasons. When navigating land and sea, they showed direction. The tales told about them have lasted generations. Throughout the year, the Earth's orbit brings them into view, so during every season you get to see a few. What you see also depends on your geography. Far north is Draco, the dragon of mythology, and a queen who's being punished for eternity. Cassiopeia is upside down for her vanity. Throughout the northern hemisphere, as winter begins, you can see Castor and Pollux, the Gemini twins. Canis Major and his hunter, Orion, forever on the run from a killer scorpion. While talking, he pointed out each constellation's site. It ended up being a quick way to pass the night. Modern man understands stars' composition, but ancestors knew constellation star position. More than one way. I ride home with a blackening eye and bleeding nose. With each pedal push, my face throbs and my anger grows. I get home and let my bike fall on the front sidewalk. The worst is yet to come when my brother makes me talk. Whoa, buddy, get back here and tell me what happened to you. Just then I saw blood had spilled onto my shirt and shoe. It was our place first. I was so mad I was spitting. He asked me to come over to where he was sitting. Please tell me the story from the top, he requested. You know my bike trails? I asked as though I invested. Well, there were a bunch of other kids there after school. Their tricks were so different, at first I thought they were cool. But then we saw them riding totally the wrong way. We yelled at them. They didn't like what we had to say. We've noticed the place seems to be getting more muddy. They're going to ruin it by telling everybody, or make it the new headquarters of their biker gang. Our two groups went back and forth until up a fight sprang. We only want what's fair. Those have been our trails for years. We just get pushed aside when a new gang appears. They left swearing and threatening they'd be back. We left after doing a proper lap around our track. I stopped to breathe and let my brother ask his questions. He'd been listening with varied facial expressions. "I'm sorry," he said. "I didn't know you bought this land. Why rules for riding in the direction you demand? At first you thought their tricks were cool. Why'd you change your mind? Who got mad first, and did you even try to be kind? You noticed it was muddy, but did you forget it rained? They don't sound like a biker gang from what you've explained. You need to work it out. You can all use the same space. Just put cooperation in competition's place." I said, "I don't know what that means, and I don't think it'd work." I really felt he'd taken the side of these jerks. "Why don't you ask them to meet and I'll mediate? Help you avoid another fight and communicate." So I left a note at the entrance to our trail, but I was pretty sure his plan was going to fail. When we finally met to talk, my brother was guide. He pointed out a few goals we shared on each side. Through cooperation, these goals could bridge our differences, and each can learn from each other's experiences. A schedule was worked out. We'd arrive an hour late. They'd leave when we got there so we didn't have to wait. They were good about leaving, and they had some tough tricks. We were soon exchanging knowledge about jumps and kicks. We found we didn't need a schedule. We were now friends. We all improved our skills. Sharing made the difference. We found ourselves riding the wrong way to our surprise, after we learned they did it to keep the sun from their eyes. Tigers and monkeys. I stared in the mirror. How did I miss this before? Just then someone started bashing on the bathroom door. "Go away," I said. "I won't ever be coming out." "Wrong," answered my brother. "There's other places to pout." "I'm not in a rush for you since you've never told me the way my ears stick out make me look like a monkey. I'm mad that Mom hasn't ever taped them in my head, found a surgeon, or made me wear a knit cap to bed. Ironic, now I must relieve myself on a tree, but don't worry, I'll be right back and bring Mom with me." "No, wait, I'm getting out. See, I'm undoing the lock." "Great," he said, "and when I'm done, I guess you'll want to talk." I emerged in a helmet, my ear training device. It should give me drastic results without the price. My brother's face looked like he wet himself right there. He's seen me his whole life, and now all he wants to do is stare. He would let me talk and listen only a minute. Then he stood and paced about. He can't lecture and sit. "So this new kid is one who pointed out your ears, something you've never noticed in 1,000 mirrors. You've fallen for one of jealousy's oldest tricks. You're a victim through belief, since words can't hurt like sticks." "He's not jealous. You're wrong. What would he be jealous for?" "Jealous of what you have, and people always want more. More friends, more things, more intellect, more attractiveness. They want others' ability to joke and impress. This new kid has noticed you run this territory. He wants to challenge you to win the class's glory." "Why are you making this sound like a nature program?" "It's exactly like that. I'm glad you noticed I am. Jealous behavior stems from perceived competition. It can be real or arise from imagination. The competition is for limited resources. Competition is one of nature's driving forces. We're wired with the desire to be the fittest. Nature doesn't reward the tiger who is nicest." "Wait, if he's a tiger, am I still a monkey?" "You're born a tiger, but right now that's not what I see. I see someone who's suggestible and sensitive. I'm surprised your reaction wasn't more defensive. You need to show up tomorrow ready to compete. You can start by not showing all these signs of defeat. Next, be your normal joker self, just with thicker skin. I think the situation you'll successfully spin."